Hi there, Prairie Plant Girl here again. I wanted to show you what I do to help get my tomatoes a jump start in the garden. Now we're still about 3 weeks out from our frost-free date here, and so I have a little trick to try and warm the soil up because, you know, tomatoes, eggplants, peppers, they like a nice hot place to live. They're used to that kind of climate, so they want warm soil, warm air. So what I do is I use a product called Cozy Coats. And all it is, there's also, you can get them, they're called Wall of Water, I think. There's several different brands. All it is it's a plastic sleeve, and you fill it with water. And then that water captures the heat from the sun during the day and keeps it around the tomatoes at night. And it'll also, I use it to warm the soil before I even put my plants in the ground. So I'm going to set them up now, and then in the next few weeks I'll be able to put my tomatoes out and they'll be fine. I've had the tomatoes in these and we've had several inches of snow and it hasn't affected the tomatoes at all. They didn't even notice. So I think it's a great thing to try. You could also use, you know, black plastic to warm your soil. Some people lay that over their soil to warm it up, but I like this type of product because it not only warms the soil, but you can leave it on. I'll just roll it down and I'll leave it on around the tomatoes and plant them out early, and then I can roll them back up if I need to, and if it's going to be cold weather, and keep them warm, hold the heat in around them. So I'm just going to try and show you here what I do to get them filled up. They're pretty easy to use. The first thing I like to do is I get a pot, a plastic nursery pot, a clay pot, it doesn't matter, just something that fits inside. It just makes it easier when you're filling it. Then you just take the product, put it around the pot, and then it's just a small tube. It's about, I don't know, 2 or 3 fingers wide inside here. There's a series of tubes. So I use a jet spray on my hose, and I just turn it on low. And you want to go kind of across and do about four evenly spaced tubes first. I find works best. And then the pot's just there in the middle just to support it while we're getting it filled up. Once it's filled, it holds itself up. So once you have those 4 done, you can just go around and fill the rest up. So there, as you can see, it only takes a few minutes to fill it up, and once it's full, top comes together. I took the pot out. Top comes together to hold that warm air in there. So it's going to warm the soil. It's going to hold the air nice and warm, and when you have your plants in there, to keep it warm. And I find it even warms the soil in between. So I'll make a couple of rows, and I can have warm soil in between these 2 rows. Won't keep the air as warm, but there is some of that residual effect off of there. So this is just a product I discovered a few years ago. You can get it usually at your hardware store. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it probably even at a big box store too. But they don't cost a lot. They usually come in packs of like 3 to 5, and they last. I've been using these ones for, I'd say, over 5 years now, most of them. It doesn't seem to make a difference. They say the red ones makes it better to grow the tomatoes, but honestly I've used the green and the red, and they don't seem to make a huge difference to me from what I've ever seen in the tomato plant growing bigger with the red. But just get the ones that are the cheapest, and I'd say they're worth the investment. So give that a try, and you can get your tomatoes and warm season vegetables in the garden a lot sooner than you might be able to otherwise. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.